Until this playthrough, I never touched the pickaxe. After using it extensively, there's almost not a bad thing I can say about it. It is a truly amazing weapon. Just look how much damage I'm able to put out on Seath here. Let's review the reasons why the pickaxe is such an exceptional weapon. Right off the rip, we're getting this weapon early. It's located right in Blighttown. It drops off the infested barbarians that throw the rocks at you towards the Quelaag fog wall. At 0 liquid humanity, it has a 5% drop rate, which isn't too bad. I was lucky enough to get mine within a few minutes of farming. Now that you have your pickaxe in your grubby little hands, let's discuss what this thing brings to the table. The pickaxe deals thrust damage type. On paper, this is nothing amazing. The big notable item here is you can use it in combination with the Leo Ring to provide some additional counterattack damage. This usually is exclusively for thrusting weapons such as spears and thrusting swords, but we're able to fully capitalize on it with the pickaxe in the hammer class. The swinging speed is pretty quick. It's in the standard hammer class category, so you'll be able to get a few swings in a couple seconds, providing great damage output. The base damage for the pickaxe is solid. It's sitting at 222 damage at a 15 regular path. The base damage alone beats most other hammers in this class except for the reinforced club, the mace, and the war pick. Not only is the base damage strong, but it scales very well. Scales very well with strength, giving it an A grade. You only need 27 strength to reach this weapon's soft cap potential when you're two-handing it. At 27 strength and a plus 15 regular upgrade path, it'll give you an additional 200 attack rating, netting you 422 attack rating for very minimal stat investment. The hammer class is notorious for having high poise damage compared to how fast it can swing. In PvE, this manifests itself in bosses like the Bell Gargoyles, Ornstein, Sanctuary Guardian, Gwyn, and Pinwheel being staggered just after 2 light attacks from this weapon. In PvP, it's a completely different story. This can effectively stun lock a player, allowing for a flurry of light attacks until they're dead. At 40 stamina and the Ring of Favor protection, I was able to get out 5 light attacks before running out of stamina and needing to regenerate. In 5 light attacks, most PvP targets will take about 300 damage in plated armor. That means you're going to have 1500 uninterrupted damage rolling right out of your pickaxe. Most players won't be able to survive this. Needing only 10 strength to two-hand this weapon and nothing else, we have very low stat requirements. It's also worth noting, the pickaxe has the lowest stat requirements for a thrust weapon, giving access to the Leo Ring before any other weapon. In all honesty though, if you only have 10 strength by the time you make it to ONS, I don't really know what you're putting your points into. As if the damage wasn't good enough, it's also enchantable. This allows us to invest in Dark Moonblade, Sunlight Blade, to take the damage to the next level. A lot of my playthrough, I was using the pine resins and the charcoal resins, giving it a nice little extra damage. Weighing only 5 Dark Soul weight units, this weapon's relatively light. This can accommodate many different types of builds and will not have a huge impact on your ability to light roll or medium roll. The moveset is a pretty standard hammer moveset. Light attacks are a repeating overhead swing. The heavy attack is a very strong, charged up overhead swing that just obliterates opponents. Some notable items to comment on: if you do miss your target, just like all the other hammer types, you'll go through a stagger animation. This lowers your damage potential output, as well as leaves you very vulnerable since you lose control over your character. The range is serviceable, but you'll be outclassed by most greatswords, ultra greatswords when it comes to PvP. In PvE, I really didn't have any issues connecting with bosses, but there were a couple times in PvP I was going around chasing enemies, and also I had to be mindful when encountering ultra greatswords that they're going to have a lot more range than I do. As always, please be patient with me as I get better at PvP. This run, I made sure not just to camp the Undead Parish in Anor Londo, I went all around Lordran. I think I'm starting to understand matchmaking a little bit more, so I don't feel like I'm coming in and just stomping people anymore. Also, worth noting, going to the Tomb of Giants was a horrible idea. I didn't have the Skull Lantern this run, so I couldn't see jack diddly squat. Shout out to Damal and Operator in Mask 4066 for making this run possible. These fine young gentlemen are the ones who put this weapon on my radar to begin with. Like I mentioned before, prior to this, I never even equipped the pickaxe. What weapon do you guys think is strong? So far, we have a couple we reviewed that you can look on my channel, and we also have a couple more in the backlog that are going to be coming up here over the next couple days. But what weapons do you guys think are strong? In particular, I like finding weapons that not a lot of people are talking about, like the pickaxe. That's a good example. So what do you guys like? Leave a comment below, and thank you for all your continued support. See you guys around. Thanks.